is right up our alley.
Okay.
I'm just stretching my face.
Welcome everybody to not a podcast, not a reacts, but a tier list. This is the official first, not only the first, but this is the official Amateur Hour MCU all movies and TV shows tier list.
Yeah, let's discuss. I know a
Let's
lot of people in
argument.
my circles might have some different opinions on this. We definitely should do a DC tier list as well.
Yeah.
The DCEU, yeah. This video.
Well, if you guys enjoy this, go ahead and let us know if you guys want to see a continuation of this DCEU version.
All right, so real quick, ladies and gentlemen, like we just said, yes, this is a tier video where we're going to go through all of the TV shows and movies in the MCU. We're going to collectively come to an agreement, place them in their tiers, and then we're going to really see what stands out between the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So as you can see, Matt, our the first tier up here is godly.
Okay.
These are movies that are just it's near impossible to recreate.
Cinema,
right?
pure cinema.
Yes. The creme of the creme.
Uh-huh.
Next under that is goated. These are the movies that you think are the staples of MCU. Not quite godly tier, but obviously,
But still solid.
They're still hitters. Under there is good. These are the movies that you leave the movie feeling good. Like you watch something that's entertaining and it filled those.
It's solid. Just a solid movie.
And then under that, this is where it starts to get a little dicey, is the pretty bad ones. Ones that you can see how some people like them, but they're still...
But they may not be great.
They still...
Collectively,
they start teetering on that end.
Okay.
The ones under this are the unbearable ones. The ones you're just like, I can't watch it, man. I just can't. These are the ones that when you're having the rewatch parties... You maybe skip out or have to go to the bathroom or something.
That's the one where I'm like...
Yes.
What was that?
And then,
Captain Marvel? Nobody cares.
And then right under that, man, I personally think that this is the worst place to be, is mid. Because these are the movies that make you feel nothing. You just watch the movie and you go on about your day.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. I would not want to be mid.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's the worst place to be, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
but let's get started, man, because we have a lot of shit to get through.
Okay.
First one is the thing that started it all, man. Iron Man.
Rest in peace.
1.
Iron Man 1. That one has a special place in, I think, all of our hearts.
Yes.
Because it was the first. I saw it in theaters with my parents. I was a kid. Like the whole thing, the whole entire thing. Yeah, like, and it was
Jarvis. Sorry, I got
Jarvis. Damn it! I'm gonna start calling you Jarvis. I'm gonna start calling you
Matt
Jarvis.
Tears with Jarvis.
With Jarvis and Matt. You want to be first?
I wish.
That's it. You want to be first, man? I'm sorry. No, okay. So, yeah, that one was the start of this wonderful cinematic universe that we know as the MCU.
Taking that away,
yeah,
for just the standalone movie that it is, where would you place it?
Honestly, right, goated.
You think it's goated?
Goated. It's a solid standalone movie. The impact that it had, taking into consideration the impact that it had. I don't think it's godly.
I don't think it's godly. But I think this is one of the few movies that has and will stand the test of time.
Yeah.
CGI wise, storytelling wise, every beat I think in this movie hits. Tony Stark is this arrogant, selfish billionaire playboy that you want to hate, but the film makes you love him. And I think that's such an impactful thing to do. So yeah, I agree with you. And go ahead and move this guy over to
godly.
Goated.
Or
not
goated.
Not goated.
Goated.
But I think the one next to this guy, I don't know, it's a little hard to see on this guy.
The Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk, because we're going in chronological order.
The Incredible Hulk.
Where would you place that?
Solid movie. I think it has one of the better iterations of Hulk. I think it does. I still think Eric Bana's Hulk power wise was the coolest. But solid story. It just sucks that Edward Norton couldn't really transfer over into the MCU. But I don't know if I like Mark Ruffalo. I just don't know if I like what they did with
the whole Hulk thing.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a perfect movie if we got to see more a perfect character beat if we got to see it.
Yes.
You know.
So I'm gonna actually put that in.
I'd say pretty good.
Yeah,
I think for what it was,
Yeah,
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it would be
and I
good.
think the post credit scene in the end where Tony Stark
Helped it.
shows up, it helps it out.
Those post credit scenes meant something.
Yes, back then, and
They meant something.
Yeah, so I think as a standalone Hulk film, I think it's as a standalone Hulk film, I think it's the best one that's out there
Yeah.
because there's not many out there.
I think really there's only
So
really
by
two.
default, I think we have to place it at good.
I'll place it again. I'm solid with that.
And after that, I think we're going over to Iron Man 2.
Underrated, I think, in the Iron Man. I actually, you know what? I think Iron Man 2 and 3 are actually hated more than they should.
They should be. I can
Yeah.
agree. I can agree with 3. 2, the story gets really convoluted. Do you know? Like I see where they're going for,
Yeah.
but towards that second and third arc in the movie, it's just meshy, bro.
It was definitely interesting.
But it does have some iconic beats, like the
Yeah.
suitcase dude.
Yeah, the racetrack scene.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
very little things that can top that.
The villain wasn't horrible.
I think they picked the wrong villain. Justin Hammer should have been
The villain.
the villain.
The villain.
Yes,
Yeah. I mean,
in my personal opinion. 'cause
wasn't he in the third one?
No.
Oh no, Justin Hammer.
Yeah, Justin
Who am I
Hammer.
thinking of? I'm thinking
You're
of.
thinking of Aldrich Killian.
Yeah. Killian.
Yeah.
Damn. No. Okay. So out of the 3 though, I think the second one is the weakest. I just like the fact, like on rewatch, I like the fact that it kind of touched up on his anxiety a little bit more. It started to go down that arc.
Yes.
Of the anxiety and the PTSD that he got from Avengers.
Yes.
So honestly, I think the second one I'll probably have to put in good.
And good.
Yeah, that would be mine. What do you think?
As a standalone film, I think we're jumping the gun a little bit. But I would go back to watch Iron Man 2 over 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I think I love 3.
Yeah.
There's something about 3 that I love.
3 loses me in the third arc until we get to the Iron Legion. But again, we're jumping the gun.
But
So
so what do you?
Iron Man 2, I'll agree with you. I think it's less than the first one, so I think it's I don't think it's pretty bad. I think we have a lot of things here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's stuff that's bad and Iron Man 2 I would watch it more. I watch Iron Man 2 more than the Hulk.
Okay, so let's go ahead.
I also go off of watchability.
I think we're gonna
Or
go
replayability.
We're gonna go ahead and put it above
Hulk.
the Incredible Hulk,
Yes.
and we'll start to organize these. You guys have seen tier lists. Come on now, we're not the first ones to make them.
Yeah, we'll organize them.
We'll organize them as it goes. But for right now, 2 is on the top of the good list. And now we're jumping on to Thor, the first Thor.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? I really don't fuck with the Thor movies up until Ragnarok.
Until Ragnarok, because he was just Shakespeare.
Yeah.
You know, the way his delivery, and although there was
Some comic accuracy.
I can appreciate the whole this is mainly in 2, but the war with the dark elves and everything and stuff, and I can appreciate
I didn't like his blonde eyebrows.
those do freak me out. I was like, why does he look like that?
I just didn't like it.
No, I started to question that when he got to the event to the Avengers, and he didn't look like that.
Yeah, he had normal eyebrows.
Yeah. I think as a standalone film, I have to put it in the pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like it has some good beats, but just having your main villain be a big robot.
It's just generic villain
Yes.
archetype. I think that's what he suffers from.
So I don't think it's really bad, but I think for right now we have to put it in the top tier of
pretty bad. I think it's pretty bad.
Okay.
I don't watch it. I watch it a few times, and it's not my thing. I will not go watch it.
I can sit through it. Would I want to? No, but if I'm doing a rewatch party,
I'll sit through it. Yeah, I can pay attention.
The Dark World, I skip.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep the first time through it, bro. And I was in theaters.
Oh my god.
I was like, I was fucking out.
All right, jumping on to. I think this movie gets so much hate for no reason. This is one of my favorites in the first phase, I guess. But just of leading into the Infinity Saga is Captain America, the first Avenger.
Nobody liked Captain America. Like Captain America was people forget, like, he was not popular, and the people that did like him, it was like very small communities because he was just a goody two shoes. He wasn't the most interesting character to some, that one, the first one, pretty solid for sure.
I think it's the weakest of the trilogy.
Oh yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think
But that's a high bar. That's a high bar.
it
to
is
be
a
put
high
up
bar,
against,
especially when we
unfortunately.
get into 2 territory.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job integrating. Like you said, Captain America was a goody two shoes. He was the right thing to do for kids. I think they did a really good job in bringing him into a realistic setting, like seeing that you can see how someone does become a Captain America.
Yeah, sure, for sure. It's a solid movie. It's a solid origin movie. It's not. It introduced us to the world of Captain America. So honestly, I put it in. I would. My vote goes for good. I think it's a good movie.
I personally would put it in goated, but
Really?
yes.
Oh shit.
I love Steve Rogers, and I think they did a really good job in establishing his character beats to what
the Bucky arc too.
Yeah,
You know
I
what?
think they did a really good job in doing that to start with. That the payoff when we get into the end of his trilogy, you see why, and then you've seen his character growth and how much he's changed because of the things that were set in this movie. In my personal opinion,
You're not wrong.
I would argue towards the bottom of goated, but I think for right now, how this thing is, I would fight you to put it on top of good.
Go. You could put it in goated. I forgot we can do the bottom end of goated, but I think it's yes.
Okay.
I agree. You got me. It's not that it's bad. It's just I'm just thinking of all the good shit, goated shit.
Yeah.
But yes, I think it's on the tail end of goated for sure.
Me too. Okay. Leading up to that.
Okay, so out of all this, 1 dud out of 5 isn't too hard.
Yeah.
That's statistically, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take the 4 good movies and the 1 meh movie.
And then as we're moving on, we'll see how these things start to change.
Okay, so what's next?
This is what we built. This is what we didn't know we were building up to.
We didn't know this was possible.
We didn't.
At this time, this came out, 2012?
Yes, 2012.
I was in my last year of don't worry about it. And
I was in 5th grade.
I was a senior in high school. living out my best fucking. I already had 3 kids and a mortgage by the time this came out. You know, no. I was excited as fuck when the trailer came out. I used to use this website called Zergnet, and it was like it is still up now, but it's not as. I mean, there's better outlets for information, but it used to be one of those where it would give you like links to. It was just a hub to find comic book news, and I was paying attention to the behind the scenes footage, the pictures, the behind the scenes things, the leaks, all that stuff was on that site.
I was too young the only trailers I watched to this point was whatever would play on TV
Or movies, yeah.
or in movies, and that's it. And I didn't see any trailer. I don't know how, but I didn't see anything until
You're a 5th grade man. You weren't fucking.
That is true.
You weren't looking for that shit.
I wasn't.
No.
So my first experience was going to see it in theaters. Oh man,
Shit! I took my sister. My sister went out to see this with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to take her and my brother-in-law, and I think my brother-in-law wasn't feeling well. She actually went with me, but that was like on my 3rd viewing, though.
Oh,
That was on my 3rd viewing. That was on my 3rd viewing. I think I went with my parents.
The first
time, at least with my dad, I think, or with went with the homies, went with the parents, then went with my sister.
Okay, so taking the impact that this had on us and judging for a standalone film, where do you place this?
Godly.
Yeah,
It's godly.
you think so?
It was everything that we didn't know we needed. It was everything that we didn't know these accumulation of 5 movies we're gonna get to, and I think it was the perfect prior to Infinity War and Endgame. It was a goated Avengers movie.
I think like how I argued in Captain America, the beats that Avengers hit. The battle in New York.
Yeah.
How did we know that was going to be such a staple? To this day, that battle is preferred. And imagine if we didn't have that. So I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
It cannot be anything but godly.
It's godly. You don't understand. To the fact to see all of these characters on screen together,
done right.
The
Yes.
bridge scene,
Yes.
is the most iconic shot of that first phase.
In my theater, people started clapping, and then that was the time where I thought that was the first time people clapped in a movie theater.
I took my shirt off.
Just in the middle of the movie.
I said,
motorboarding your
yeah,
dad.
I started shaking on everyone. I was shaking on everyone.
So yeah, this has to be goated. Where it lands on goated, I think it still has to be
It's
near
high
the top.
up there. I think it's high up
still
there.
near the top.
I think it's high up
But
there.
with that, Matt, we've discussed it a little bit. Right off the tail end of the Avengers comes Iron Man 3.
Okay, so Iron Man 3, as much as this one's hard because again, if we're trying to be objective, I really like this movie. I like the anxiety. I like nothing's more that iconic trailer where his house is fucking blowing up and he's like trying to save it. He gets trapped under there, bro. That trailer, I was like, what the fuck? Yes, it was this movie. What people had a problem with this movie is that it was not an Iron Man movie. It was a Tony Stark movie. And that's where the dislike came from. Because it was a story about Tony Stark, not Iron Man. The first two were Iron Man. This was a battle that this was his arc, his battle that he was going through. He didn't know what was going on. He had like horrible PTSD.
You're winning me over a little bit, but then I think that also, just to play devil's avocado a bit, that whole anxiety arc kind of just dies out with one conversation with Harvey. You know what I mean? There's not no satisfying payoff, and the villain.
I mean, no. Okay,
because there's not
in this movie, but it continues into Civil War.
It does, but we're doing
movie by movie.
Movie by movie.
I'm okay, but I didn't even get my ranking yet, though.
Oh no, yeah. We're,
with all that, so I'm trying to tell you, I put it in I go for good. It's good. It's solid. It's a solid story.
Would you put it underneath or over Iron Man 2?
Oh, before Iron Man 2 for me.
Before?
Yeah.
So like Iron Man 2 is still on top?
No, I think it would go Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2. What do you think it's at? Do you think it's in good for?
I think it's in good.
Okay.
I think it's a solid movie, and I think it gets more hate than what it deserves. There's a lot of things in that movie. That airplane scene where they're like jumping off and everything and stuff, that was all done like without CGI. That was practical, all real. Yeah. It was all practical. And there's elements in this movie that are really good, but I just think there was just not enough thought or construction put into them. You know, like the whole anxiety thing. I think there was a better way to wrap that up.
For sure.
Should have been a better villain.
Yes,
you know,
we could put it. I still put it above a Hulk.
I do too.
So
I would much rather watch Iron Man 3 because it does start with a bang.
It does start with a bang where he Tony Stark literally said 28 Wallaby Sydney, pull the fuck up.
Yeah, literally.
And they pulled the fuck up.
Yeah, he played the fuck around and find out.
He said fuck around and find out,
and he found out.
So I put it behind Iron Man 2. We could do that.
Okay,
I'll give you that
right there. All right. And coming off of a pretty good movie, right? I think is one of the worst ones that there is in the entire franchise. Thor: The Dark World.
I fell asleep through it. I don't even want to talk about it. I fell asleep through it. It had an emotional Thor's mom being killed.
Yes.
Sucked. The elf storyline, I get it.
Loki died again.
Jane got juiced
by the stone
the ether
and stuff, and there is parts of it. I think these parts are only gratified in Endgame, but again, that's standalone movie.
Yeah,
I think for a standalone, I don't know if to even put it in unbearable or just straight up mid. I don't know. How bad do you think it is?
Mid is like the worst we can go.
Mid is the worst we can go.
I'd put it in mid.
I would put it in mid.
I don't watch it. I don't care for it. If it's on, it's on. If we gotta get through it, we gotta get through it.
I've never been in that position because I've never put myself in the position to sit through the entirety. I just kind of, whenever I introduce somebody to the MCU and we get to this, I just give them the beats just like we kind of did, and we move on.
Sometimes, yeah, I'll recommend like a YouTube video that summarizes the movie in 15 minutes.
And even then, like it has to be a good one to keep it entertaining. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I put it in mid.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go down the mid route.
It's not my favorite to watch, but yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah.
And coming off of that,
oh shit,
coming off of The Dark World, which is probably one of the worst ones in the series, man. Yes. It's absolutely one of the best fucking pieces of film ever made. Are you kidding me? Captain America 2. The Winter Soldier. Are you kidding me?
It is.
This is when I found out that a superhero movie could be more than just a superhero.
This is a espionage spy thriller that happens to be set in the world of superheroes.
We can talk about it more, but can we just throw it up in Godly?
Just put it up there.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put it up there, but
no question.
Give me your takes on the movie.
Amazing. I didn't. So again, Zergnet. I saw behind the scenes of Anthony Mackie being the Falcon. I was like, the Falcon. People were like, who the fuck is that? And then the title, Winter Soldier. I was like, Bucky. So in the trailer, the trailer, he's chasing. He's chasing through the building and he's blowing through these doors, bro.
Yeah.
And then he hits the corner runs out, tosses his fucking shield. Bucky he turns around, grabs it, and when he realizes it's Bucky, bro, oh my god, like
crazy peak espionage, peak hand-to-hand combat coordination. Are you kidding me? This is one of the best movies to do it. That opening scene, bro, in the ship is, again, it starts off with a bang,
bro. When he kicked one of those guys off the ship, I was like, that guy's dead.
Yes. Yes,
his chest is shattered and he's floating in the ocean, bro. He's gonna drown.
And then the beats with Steve and Natasha, dude.
Oh yeah,
that whole there is not an.
I couldn't tell if they had like a thing or like a brother or sister thing. They gave off both kind of vibes. At times they thought like you kind of wanted to ship him.
Yeah.
But then there was like, oh damn, like she really does look out for him. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't muddy that up.
I think it's one of those things like if they happen to be drunk enough on a one night, they'll just do it as a one-off.
I think they did.
You know,
I think they did.
You think so?
I think they did.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know. Captain America getting booty.
Or not, but no, it's peak, and that ending, bro. The like, is that when I can do it? No, I can do this all day. Started in the first one, but like when Steve tells Roger, then go ahead and keep fighting because I'm not gonna fight anymore. And
when he tells Bucky, yeah,
and he
just says, "I'm with you till the end of the line." Oh, you guys, like one of my favorite things about the MCU is the callbacks.
Jesus Christ, I don't think there's a beat in this movie that just fails.
Bro, they made Captain America fucking cool.
He was amazing. And then
when he took down that Quinjet,
yes,
by himself.
You kidding me? With just the shield, it's crazy. And I honestly think this is something that we've yet to mention, but I think this is peak. One of my favoriends, Captain America's suit.
Oh yeah,
my favorite suit is in this movie.
That's a solid
in this movie.
It's a solid ass suit. I liked his Endgame suit, but
which one?
The Endgame, the Battle of Wakanda.
Oh
suit.
Yeah, but that kind of looks like this one a little bit.
That's
too.
what I'm saying. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
No, it was that one.
It was.
Remember he steals it in the museum.
Oh.
He gets it back. So
that's
it's the same
that's why we like it. That's why we like it. There's nothing more left to say, guys, than this is just pure amazing. But here's the question: would you put it above Avengers?
No.
No, me neither.
No.
I just want to cover
as much as I love it as a solo film. No, Avengers is something different.
It is a tough thing to dethrone for now.
Yeah.
But going based off of that, another thing we didn't know we fucking needed in this world.
Yes. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Where do you place it?
It's so hard, man, because nobody knew anything about the Guardians.
Nobody.
So I played Marvel vs. Capcom for different iterations of it. I think like Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2, whatever. Being familiar with Rocket and Gamora, no, nobody cared. Nobody knew. So to bring on the screen these people, like these misfits that we didn't know, like the directing of the film, the story of the film, everything just...
The soundtrack,
is such iconic. The soundtrack alone is still in my rotation.
The soundtrack is one of the most amazing things, and it's lived up every iteration. That's just a staple of it.
Yep. So my vote for it, as great as it is, goated. I'd put it in goated for sure.
You put it in goated?
I don't think it's godly. As good as it is, I don't think it's godly. I think it's goated. I think it's solid.
Right now in goated, we have Iron Man 1 and Captain America, the first one.
I put it after Iron Man 1.
Really?
Before Captain America.
I would put it before these two.
You think so?
I think so.
Iron Man 1? Before Iron Man 1?
Because there's just something about that scene where they're sitting in the ship. And this is where the misfits come together. Because up until this point...
It was like the Space Breakfast Club.
Yeah, seriously. Because at this point, each one of them have never been part of anything, really. And it's in that one scene, they come together as a family.
Yeah, okay. No, I could put it again. I could put it above Iron Man.
We don't have to. Just to agree to disagree, we'll put it in between these guys right now. At the end, we'll go ahead and re-rank these guys. But for now, it has to be goated.
Yeah, it's goated. It
has to be.
It's goated for sure.
Yes, the We Are group, bro. Are you fucking kidding me?
Rest in peace, group. We lost a lot of soldiers in this 2027 movies.
We did.
34.
He never really died. Well, I mean, he did
die.
He did.
He did. So it's his conscience died.
And going off of that, I think this is one of the most controversial movies in the whole series.
Yeah.
You either like it or you don't, or you like it for different reasons, is Avengers Age of Ultron. I am really interested in hearing your take on this.
I love this movie.
Uh-huh.
I am slightly saddened because the trailer for this movie made it seem like it was going to be a dark gritty. It was scary. Ultron in the trailer was scary. Hearing him speak, hearing him like just he was menace. He was a menace, right? It was just menacing. And the movie was still solid. I really do like it. I think it gets a lot of hate. I'm sure Ultron could have been a little bit more, but I still think it was a solid movie. It moved along the story, and that's what I base it off of too. Like the story, the acting, all that stuff is normal. But like, does this movie push the narrative along?
Yeah,
and it did. I think it gave us what we needed.
In my personal opinion, if this movie continued that same pace, that same tone, post Ultron interrupting them during the party scene, that same cadence continued, this would have been, I think it would have trumped the first Avengers.
It had so much opportunity.
It had so much going. Are you kidding me? And plus, that party scene is one of my favorite things to do. Just the simple thing of something about superheroes doing something simple. Trying to lift up that hammer.
Shawarma? Huh? Eating shawarma?
Yeah. No, seriously. Because in that scene, dude, you get to see everybody be themselves. Tony tries to use his technology
and arrogance that he thinks he can move it.
Natasha and Hulk be like, nope, I know I'm not worthy enough to...
Natasha could, though?
Do you think so?
No, in the comics she can. She's worthy.
Really?
Yeah. She can lift it.
Even then?
I think so. Her heart's pure. You have to have a pure heart.
Then?
I think so. I think she could do it.
I'd beg to differ that she could.
I think she could.
But not then.
I think she could. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. But I think I think she could.
That movie has a lot of good things going, but just like some of these movies, it just fumbles it at some point. But it's still a solid watch.
The potential is high. Mm-hmm. It had potential to really be great. So I'm gonna put it in. I want to put it in goated, but I realistically think, unbiased, I think it has to go in good.
Can we say top of good?
Yeah, we can say top of good.
Okay, we can say top of good. Yeah, because I do have a lot of bias in this movie, and there is a lot of...
I just don't, on a wide scale, I just don't think it hits the goated beats that all of those hit. It had potential, though. It had potential. Ultron could have been scary.
He was up until...
he was until
you saw that the plan was...
to make him Tony Stark,
basically.
But it made sense in the narrative because Tony created him.
Yeah.
So it's like, can't really knock it for that.
But one of the scariest scenes that is in that movie is when he's going through all the footage of real world wars and stuff, and what he's saying that humanity is doomed because there is no real peace that comes after war and stuff like that. Like those things were elements that we saw in a Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Ultron was on the internet for 5 minutes and decided humanity needed to go. So that tells you something. That tells you all you need to know, right? I get it. Okay, but I'm satisfied with it being top of good for sure. Following
Age of Ultron, we start the trilogy off of. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that every Ant-Man film is right after
an Avengers movie?
An Avengers movie?
I didn't notice that until you it did. That never clicked, but yeah.
Yeah, every single one without a beat. So what do you think about this movie? Ant-Man 1.
Funny story, when I told my mom and sister, I remember that I go, the Ant-Man movie's announced, and they made fun of me for days. Because they were like, because no one knew who the fuck Ant-Man was. And on initial listen, it does sound kind of dumb. Could you imagine someone going, back then, before this came out, can you imagine someone going, yeah, my favorite superhero is Ant-Man? Like, my mom laughed in my face and was like, what the fuck, Ant-Man? And then I told her it was Paul Rudd was going to be, he got casted for it, and she still wasn't on board.
Like, no, Mom, you don't understand. He goes big and small.
Yeah, literally. And I was like, he's not a superhero, though. He's a spy.
Yeah.
He's a spy. And she just wouldn't.
He's a thief and he does things.
Yeah. But she actually fucked with the movie. It was one of her favorite MCU movies. So I have to put, I think it was a solid movie, solid origin story. The villain was good. It was good. It was okay. And the end fight scene, that last fight scene, the train scene, the train fight.
It's so funny, bro.
It's so funny because
it's so funny.
When they're like, and then it just bloop. You know what I'm saying? And the CGI and all that stuff, it was just introducing us into a new character that no one really knew, an obscure character. But I think the movie is pretty good. I think it's somewhere in between Iron Man 3 and Incredible Hulk.
Ooh, really?
Maybe above Iron Man 3, but not above Iron Man 1.
I would put it above.
Yeah.
I would put it in third place.
Is that what you think about it, though?
Exactly the same thing. I did not know that this character existed up until this point.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with Paul Rudd's portrayal. Uh-huh. I fell in love with the story. The only thing that I didn't like, that I grew to love as the series went on, was Hank Pym.
Oh, yeah, he was annoying. Little old man.
No, yeah, but No, I really hit. And I think this movie did something that later iterations kind of stopped, was seeing how smart Scott Lang is. Dude, to break into the Hank's lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole scene was great in my opinion.
And then you can't undermine like T.I. character, his character, and Luis. The three, and the other guy, the three friends. But Luis was the standout.
Yes.
For sure.
Amazing.
My favorite was, he's like, how you doing? He's like, you know, like, my girl left me.
That's
my mom died.
That's later.
Oh, that's the second? No, that's later. That's in the movie, right?
That's not in the first one.
Yeah, it is when he picks him up.
Is that in the first one?
I'm pretty sure he picks him up. He's like, but I got the van, though, because he was picking him up from prison. That was the first one.
I thought that was...
No, that wasn't Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh my god!
That wasn't Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp, they already had their little company. Their little thing they were doing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
the Baba Yaga.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that was my
you're
favorite.
right.
Because that's me, bro. That's me right now.
You're right.
Like, my girl left me. My mom died. My dad got deported.
But I got the car.
I got the van though. Jesus. But yeah, so I'd leave it a good for sure.
We're leaving that in third place.
Yeah.
On the good tier. Now, Matt, this movie. When I saw this movie, I damn near, not damn near, I did cry.
Oh shit!
This was one of the most tough
Okay.
watches that I've ever seen, but in the best way possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Captain America 3: Civil War. One of the best movies, but the only reason why it's so good was because everything previous to it was good.
Yeah.
This movie does not exist without the other ones. These beats do not exist if we're not so invested in the characters the way that we were.
Yep.
And leading up to this, I could not pick a side.
Oh, I told you, we talked about it.
We have talked about this. I could not pick a side. And to this day, depending on where I am in my life, I flip-flop, bro. I am a whore for both of these guys.
I explained it in one of our previous videos. I am Team Cap because I don't trust the government.
I thought you said you were Tony.
No.
Oh,
Cap.
no, you are Cap.
Yeah, I said I did not agree with Cap hiding that Bucky information.
Yeah.
That was sleazy. Yeah. That was fucked up. But that had nothing to do with the grand scheme of things. That was a personal issue. And Spider-Man's on Iron Man's side. And I still will go with Cap every time.
We forget that this movie also introduces Spider-Man. Bro.
The leaks. Sony had just made a deal. This was when Sony got hacked. That's why it happened. The emails between Marvel and Sony got leaked. So they had come to an agreement to share Spider-Man. And this was the first time we were introduced to Tom Holland's.
Yeah.
Did Homecoming come out before this?
No. It was after.
It was after.
It was after.
Okay.
So yeah, this movie is great on every level, and I will argue to the end of time with you if this does not go ungodly.
No, it's godly. It's godly. That fight scene, having all the choreography.
Oh my god!
The
every
choreography.
superhero was themselves. They fought like them.
They fought like them. The choreographed fights, the story narrative, the way that it still felt like a Captain America movie. It didn't feel like an Avengers movie. It felt like a Captain America movie.
They carried over that two espionage kind of gritty type thing.
I loved it.
It was great. The only thing, but it makes sense because they're superheroes. But I wish it would have taken place in a city,
not a random airport.
Not a random airport.
With them, I think they were trying to shy away from another big city fight, though.
No, that's exactly right. For the characters, it makes sense because they don't want any casualties, and given the fact that this started because of essentially casualties.
Yeah, we also forgot. This was also the introduction to Black Panther.
Yeah.
This was also the introduction to Black Panther.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
One of the best. Oh my god, dude.
Shout out to Chadwick Boseman.
He was just a menace. You can not menace, but he was menacing. You know what I mean?
He just from the get go, that aura he put out, you knew that was King T'Challa right there. And the part where he tells Black Widow, or no, was it Black Widow?
What?
When he says, "How long do you think you can keep your friends safe from me?" Did he say that to Cap?
Yeah.
When he said that, bro. Oh,
crazy!
And then one of my favorite scenes from that movie is the freeway, the tunnel scene, where they're just chopping. Him and Cap are just fucking. They're going like 45 miles per hour, bro.
One of my also favorite scenes was like, "Hi, I'm Clint," and he's like, "I don't care,
don't care."
Oh, dude, crazy, dude. It's so many beats in this movie. I'm telling you, it has to go godly. But the thing is this better or slightly worse than Winter Soldier?
Better than Winter Soldier.
I think so.
Better.
This has to be number 2 because it's almost an Avenger film, but it carries that aura of a Captain America film.
Yeah,
it is great. Following that though, Matt, Doctor Strange, the first one.
The first one.
The first Doctor Strange.
Whew. Another good origin story. It kind of fell flat for me at the end. I think Dormammu wasn't as when you have like a big CGI ghostly ghastly villain. It kind of
Yeah, and I also think that they downplayed Dormammu.
Oh yeah,
You know?
oh, yeah, for sure. It's solid movie, solid introduction to it. Not my favorite. Doctor Strange isn't one of my favorite characters. There's something about him that just doesn't. He's dope. He's not my favorite. I definitely put that in the first one. I put it at the lower end of good.
Lower end of good. Yeah. I would agree. Do you think it's slightly better than the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
Okay. I would put it at the tail end.
But still better than Hulk.
Okay. Unfortunately,
what about you? What do you think of it?
I think it's a solid film. I like the whole introduction of him. I like the fact that they introduce his cockiness and his arrogance really early, because some of that obviously does translate, even though he goes the whole treatment.
I was excited for when you knew when him and Iron Man were going to be on screen. It was going to be lovely.
Yeah, and it was. It was. So for me, it's a middle of the road.
Yeah, not horrible. I'll definitely watch it more than fucking Dark World.
Way more. And like when the rewatch is happening, this is a film that it's just like a nice breath
that one
air.
we can, if you have any questions you can ask me during this movie. We can talk about it. We can relax. Take it easy. Solid movie though.
Solid movie. And then following this one, I believe is, I did not know that this is the way it went. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Ooh, so
interesting. This one kind of splits up the fandom a bit.
Yeah, because I fuck with it. More, I think I watched this one more than the first one.
Really?
Like rewatch value. I think the second one has Baby Groot.
It does.
It's got Baby Groot, and the whole ego thing I think was pretty cool. Seeing Peter have to deal with that.
It establishes the relationship with Gamora and Peter.
Oh yeah. It brings it along nicely. I think it's pretty solid. Again, man, I think I have to put it in good.
In good?
Yeah, I don't think it's goated.
Like the first one was?
Yeah,
I don't because the first one was just...
The first one has a cultural impact.
Yeah.
The second one was solid, but not a lot of people liked it.
Where do you think in good it goes?
Above Doctor Strange for sure. I don't know if I might even put it above Iron Man 3.
Really? Because I was going to put it right behind Age of Ultron.
That high?
I think so. Actually, no, because we have Iron Man there, right?
That's Iron Man's next. I don't put it.
That's Iron Man 2, though.
Oh, that's Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's way better. Okay. It's way higher than Iron Man 2.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I think it's better than all these, but still, it doesn't have quite that presence that it.
It's just a solid sequel.
Yeah.
It's just a solid sequel.
Yeah. Slightly worse than the first one, just a bit.
It's not even that it's worse. It's just a different story. Soundtrack was solid, but Baby Groot stands out, right? Obviously, that was the merch right there. That was the toy.
Yeah, but that's also a deterrent for me.
Yeah,
that they leaned in a lot to it.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't marketed for you. It was marketed for the little kiddos.
Yeah.
So I get you, but still solid movie. Still solid movie.
It does have some really impactful beats. Again, the whole ego thing, and then when Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh, Yandu.
Yeah. When Yandu dies,
he did die in the second one, huh?
He did die. Yeah. So a lot of beats do hit. It's not a bad movie at all. We're gonna keep going back to this when we're rewatching the whole series. This is when we start to get back into it.
This is where like pay attention to this one. This one's kind of you gotta pay attention to.
Because then they start setting up more
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And following that, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ooh.
The first time we get to the first solo film of the MCU Spider-Man. Where do you think this lies?
Bro, I am a Spider-Man enthusiast.
As all can see.
As we can see, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. We talk about
Spider-Man
it nonstop.
Tattoo. My room has Spider-Man stuff. I'm wearing Spider-Man underwear every morning. I let a spider bite me.
Right.
And it's
every
horrible.
morning. I just in case,
just in case, you know, just trying to make sure. But with all my fandom in my heart, I don't like the movie necessarily. I don't really like it. It's not my favorite.
No?
Nope. Aside from Vulture is a great villain, but
we've talked about this a little bit in the Eli episode.
Yeah.
That scene
is
crazy.
The revelation, the reveal of the dad scene, but the car scene, and just the last battle, the Peter getting himself out of that situation.
Come on, bro. I go back to this. Even in my darkest times, I will repeat those phrases. Come on, Spider-Man. Come on. You know, it's like
I call myself Spider-Man all the time. It's not my favorite, but I have to give it its respect. I think I put it in good. Probably right behind Iron Man.
right behind Iron Man 2.
Above Ant-Man. I think it's a better movie than
Ant-Man?
than Hulk, Doctor Strange,
Definitely.
Iron Man 3. Ant-Man, it's here because it's Spider-Man. I'll give it the one over Ant-Man, but it's right there between. It could be either or.
I would put this in good.
Yeah.
And I would put it right behind Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Above Iron Man 2?
Yes.
I keep thinking that's Iron Man 1. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, yeah.
Yes.
So-
above Iron Man 2. Yes.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that's Iron Man 1.
It's just because there's
They look the same,
Just
yeah.
look at the triangle.
I'm just blind. It's
Okay, it's fine.
I'm
But
just
no,
blind.
yeah,
Okay.
I have to put it
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Because I was putting it above Ant-Man, and I was like, no way it's above Iron Man 1. But
Yeah,
if that's
so-
2, yeah, I'm solid
Okay.
with that. And I'm not a big fan of it. So that's what I'm telling you. Like,
You're not?
not that one.
All right. Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh, that changed the game a
it
little
did
bit.
change
That
the
changed the game
game.
on Thor. Not a lot of people liked it though. Not a lot of people liked jokey Thor.
Not only just Thor, but it was a big boom. We're still here from Marvel because at this time it was a lot of these. We like some people like
Some
them,
like some
don't.
Started
And
getting
then-
a little more.
and then this
divided.
I think more as a whole. You said there were some people that don't like it.
Yeah.
But I think as a whole, people really enjoyed this one, and it was a really breath of fresh air.
yes, it was. Definitely. I don't.
Because look, you got to remember the end scene.
Yep. Yes, I think it's in goated. I think I put it before before
The bridge scene is iconic.
The whole dynamic, the bridge scene.
The battle.
Hela was nice. I really wish they would have explored her and had her be the big baddie of the phase whatever. Instead of maybe King. Maybe they rushed it a little bit, but because Hela has enough with her to be a central villain. But
Then Thor can be the catapult to that.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, it's my sister, guys.
Yep. Yeah, I think I put it above the first Avengers.
Above the first Avengers.
I mean, I'm sorry. The first Avenger.
The first
Captain
Avenger.
America.
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah.
There's just too many iconic things in there. I'm telling you, the battle.
And it was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Like, you might not want it to be a comedy, or you might not like Hulk fans might not have liked that, or Thor fans might not. But it made look at where the Thor movies are at.
Yeah.
Like it went from bad to worse to great.
Yeah.
So yes, and then it fell back down to bad. But we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
I'll put it
but
above Captain America.
I will put it second runner in the goated.
Above Guardians?
Huh?
Above Guardians?
Oh, no, not above Guardians. It's not
okay.
that good.
It's not that good.
It's not that
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's goated. It's goated.
It's good.
Leading with that, we have the Prince of Wakanda himself. No, he's not even Prince. He's the king. The king of Wakanda himself.
Damn.
Black Panther. Unfortunately, the only a solo movie that he was able to be. Again, rest in peace. Man, that was a huge loss.
That was a huge loss. But we'll talk about that when we get to 2.
Yeah.
The first one, though, Black Panther. You know what's funny is shout out to Francisco. Francisco was always a Black Panther fan, and people used to be like, "Who the fuck is that?" And he was like, "Y'all don't know about fucking T'Challa."
T'Challa.
You know? So, cultural wise, this movie came out at a very impactful time.
Important. This was a very important.
This was a very important
movie for a lot of people. Black centric cast, and then
an all
black cast, and
like
then
director, everything like.
And then the soundtrack as well. Kendrick.
Kendrick. Oh, Kendrick. Kendrick.
He delivered. He delivered. I cannot lie. So many songs that I still listen to this day. They're not just for the movie. You know what I mean?
X is one of my pump up songs.
Yeah. It is a really good one.
Yeah, that's when I'm at the gym and I'm like.
But as a standalone movie,
it only has one flaw to me.
The end
fight scene.
Yeah.
That's the only flaw.
thing.
It was so great until it got a little CGI fighty.
Great villain. One of the best villains
I love
in like a solo film. Oh yeah, he is right there,
Man,
guys.
right there.
Great villain, great beats. The villain really challenged the whole hierarchy in Wakanda.
This was the start of the Thanos type of villain. Like this was like this was their toe dipping into like creating a villain where people looked at him and went,
Oh shit.
you might have a point.
Yeah.
You might have a point. So again, standalone film, but you have to take into consideration the cultural impact.
It has to be goated.
It's goated. It's goated.
I think it has to be.
I still think it's behind Captain America.
You think so? I think it's above.
That fight scene dings it for me.
It does actually.
Captain America didn't have any flaws. Civil War didn't have any flaws. Avengers didn't have any flaws. Like Black Panther had one flaw. Like it was like a 9.5 out of 10 where all those are 10s to me.
And goated.
Yes, all of them are 10s. None of those movies have a moment where you're like, I don't like that moment. Black Panther has that one where you're like,
if that fight scene, if they would have like ripped each other's suits as they're going and everything and stuff
to make it a little more practical,
Yes.
or just it had to be like a generic train fight, you know. I would have loved to.
Not only that, dude, everything is black. You can barely see them.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't even mind the CGI fight. Yeah, it's like you said. It's just in a cave. Mm-hmm. Not my favorite.
Have them go through Wakanda, you know?
Yeah, or something, bro.
Just
Put
like
them somewhere
that.
else. Why'd they have to be in the vibranium mines?
No, but yes, this is very, very good movie in my opinion, and it has to be goated. But unfortunately, we're putting it in the tail end, which is still great.
It's in goated, yeah.
Yeah, it's in goated.
So, coming off of Black Panther, what do we got next?
Funny enough, I thought it was always Thor Ragnarok. I think they might have confused them.
Why?
No. This is right because we established Wakanda in this scene or in that movie. It's Infinity War.
Oh yeah, it was after Black Panther, right?
I did not know. I always assumed because Thor Ragnarok picked like Avengers picked up like right after.
This is the time. Yes, technically, but the way these came out, I think. Oh, they might have had it backwards. Yeah, because Infinity. Oh no, so I think Black Panther released in November. And I think Thor released in like earlier the year.
Yeah.
So Black Panther was like a previous.
Previous?
Yeah.
Maybe they just had them confused because I'm
pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm almost certain that once Thor Ragnarok dropped, it was Infinity War immediately after because it was a continuation, you know. But anyways, Infinity War, the culmination of everything that we just tiered.
Yep.
This is it. This is not a drill. It's go time, ladies and gentlemen. This movie has one of the best starts of any of these.
One of the most emotional starts for sure.
Hey, yo,
yeah.
You get the imposing threat that is Thanos because at this point he was just a guy in a chair. In a chair, you know. We were told that we were supposed to be afraid of him, but we never saw.
And comic book nerds knew what he was,
yes.
but not nobody. The casual fan didn't know.
They didn't know. And what a way to fucking start to take out fucking Hulk, because at first he was getting his ass kicked, but then his cabeza kicked in, and he's like, all right, and he hits him with a liver shot, and then he beats the fuck out of him.
Hit him in the neck shot,
basically.
He was fucking him up. And then to kill Loki.
Our Loki. Right after Ragnarok too. That's
that hurt.
It did.
That hurt.
It did. I think to judge this fairly, where would you score this movie?
Godly.
It has to be.
And it has to be number one.
It has to be number one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It has to be.
It's
a little bit more difficult to understand everything if this is the first thing that you watched MCU, but even then you understand some shit. Like you can see how the gravity, you know.
Yeah.
Talk about if we thought the first Avengers did a good job in integrating our heroes. Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
That was my one worry, that they were gonna fumble the bag.
Oh yeah,
because everybody's in it.
It was not as much as it says Avengers on it though. It was a Thanos movie
to the T. Mm-hmm. And at the end, again, you almost root for the guy.
You almost kind of want him. You almost are like, damn, bro, why y'all stopping his why?
Like he has a point.
He has a point,
but
Thanos was right.
The ending.
Yeah.
This was the first movie. There's been more after this, but this was the first movie that I was speaceless.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes
after the
theater walking out of the theater.
The theater was silent.
Oh.
Theater was silent.
My God.
Theater was silent. That hurt to see everyone dusted because you knew what was happening. You knew we would.
No, Matt. I didn't think.
I knew.
You knew?
I knew in the comics that the dusting happens.
Yes,
the snap happens.
But did you think they were gonna go through with it though?
I wasn't sure. This was the first time this was one of the first superhero movies where the fucking heroes actually lost.
Where the villain wins.
Actually, yeah.
To be honest, I thought that they were gonna
somehow figure it out.
Extend it to the next one. Extend it to the next one. Like it's just going to be an ongoing thing. And in the end, they will win, which they did.
Barely.
But he still won there.
He still won. He still won.
Thanos did his thing. They didn't beat that Thanos.
No.
They beat another one.
They they just be a slightly more arrogant Thanos.
Yes, and that was the only way. And like you said, slightly.
And not even the only way. They unfortunately had to bring time travel in to do it. So technically, take out time travel. Yeah. They fucking lost. They did. They fucking lost, bro.
This is a great movie to the T. Everything about it. Yeah. Every time a characters or a group of characters introduced, they are them. Mm-hmm. And I think they got separated in their own individual groups to make them shine as best as they could.
Well, it hurt when Cap said that if we lose together, and then Iron Man hits him with the "you weren't there."
Yeah,
you weren't fucking there. We lost and you weren't there, and it was just like when Iron Man said he lost the kid. Yeah. Oh, the Peter Parker, just Spider-Man, bro.
Yo, that's I'm about to start crying even thinking about that.
It hurt.
But when he was like, Mr. Stark,
yeah,
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling too good. And bro, gushing. I'm like, they killed my favorite character, bro.
Yeah.
I was mad.
Yep.
And I was so sad to see. It was brutal, dude.
It was hard. It was a hard watch the first time. And then people were sniffling you. Oh, in the crowd. It was just a thing for sure.
Agreed. It's peak fandom. There's nothing is gonna match that, dude. Do you think
it'd just be hard? It'd just be hard.
By the time Secret Wars comes around.
Yes.
Do you think so?
If Secret Wars can pull in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, Michael Fassbender's Magneto, Doctor Doom is at the helm, or if it can, but it's one of those things where it's like it's a high bar to reach.
It is a high bar to reach. But even I think then it wouldn't be the same. There's so many naysayers now, bro. There's too many complainers. This movie that's one of the drawbacks that it did, that it made it okay to like superheroes and stuff. This was peak, although it was peak fiction and the fandom and everything and stuff. This was also peak casual. This introduced casual viewing for the MCU. Yeah. We're at the tail end of everybody dying.
Of phase 1.
Of the Infinity Saga.
Yeah. Not phase 1.
No, not phase 1. Not
phase 1.
Phase
3, right?
Yeah, phase 3. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Not a bad movie.
We have to take it away that is coming off of Infinity War.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like any movie after that wasn't gonna feel amazing. I think if that was released at the end of it, couldn't narrative wise.
No,
because it picks right up.
Yeah. No, it actually doesn't.
Oh no, it doesn't.
It's at the same time.
Oh yeah. So that's at the same time. Yeah, I think if it comes out before Endgame, I think it's more of a smash.
But before Infinity War.
I mean, I'm sorry, Jesus. Yes. Yeah, I think if it comes out before Infinity War, it's a good solid movie. But after it's just a slower. Yeah. We don't know. And then on top of that, because it takes place at the same time, we don't feel satisfied with.
We don't, but it's also it's weird because it's like it's a breath of fresh air, yes, but they're not giving us what we want.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're fiending for answers. Yeah. And this movie wasn't that. That's what I'm saying. Like coming off of a movie like that, we wanted to watch Endgame right after Infinity War. You know, so
yeah. But I think it's personally, this is my favorite out of the trilogy. It was great seeing
out of the trilogy.
Yeah. Out of the trilogy. Well, because it's Quantumania that's next.
It wasn't that bad though. But yeah. Okay. I put it in good.
I put it in good as well. Yeah. I put it right. As much as this is gonna pain me, above Homecoming.
I put it above. Yeah. I put it above Iron Man 2 for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do you put it above Homecoming? It's because you also have to think about the end scene where they dust it away and stuff. You know, I think it's a great thing. It introduces very important things. The quantum realm
again,
and you know, I think it's a pretty good movie. And then again, seeing Wasp. She's the original part of the original Avengers.
Yeah, but we saw her in
Endgame. This is before.
Oh my God! Why do I keep? I'm so fucking jumbled up. Yes. Oh yeah, she was in Infinity War. Yeah, to see Wasp for the first time. Yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I put it above Homecoming.
Okay, we can agree to disagree. At least it's in good. It's just middle of the pack. Middle of the pack right now.
Yeah. I put Homecoming above it.
Just because of the Spider-Man thing?
Just because it was a good movie, I guess. Like, I just felt like I didn't like Ghost as much as the villain, you know?
Yeah, no.
Whereas the Vulture. I don't know, it's so hard for me to judge it because I put them in their tiers and then there's things that kind of differentiate them. Villain, acting, place, setting, whatever story they're telling. So I just think...
narrative and villain, they does fall a little bit slightly worse than Homecoming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
And then going off of that, okay,
mid. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
I honestly, with time and with removing the actor because I cannot stand her.
Yes.
I've been on record saying I can't stand
Yes.
her. I think this is also an important film.
It's good. It's in the good tier.
I think it's good, but I think it's lower end of good.
Above Incredible Hulk.
Definitely.
Might be above Doctor Strange.
I think so as well.
Might be above Iron Man 3.
I think so as well.
I don't know if it's above Ant-Man.
It's not above
Okay,
Ant-Man.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You literally, I was gonna fight a case if there was anything above that.
No, dude, you know, we used to just, at work, we used to spend hours just talking about MCU shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And now we're doing it on
yeah,
camera.
Now you guys are witnessing this.
Yes.
This is what we do.
As much as I hate Carol Danvers as a character, and I do not like the actor.
It's Brie Larson I don't like, man.
I
think
don't
Carol
like-
could have been dope if she was somebody else.
I don't.
Sweeney Sweet, or whatever her name is. What's her name? Sydney Sweeney?
Sydney Sweet. I just don't like Carol Danvers as a character. I really don't.
Okay.
She doesn't. She's
Don't
like
blame
Tony. She's like Tony Stark. She has that arrogance, that cockiness, but none of the fucking charm.
None of the charisma.
None of the charisma.
Yeah.
And then that's
And
also.
then Brie Larson didn't help.
She did not help. She did not.
Because
help.
I'm saying if a better actor was in that role, I think
Yeah.
maybe it could have been
Maybe.
channeled differently.
Yes, but I think Brie Larson did do a decent job at portraying the character.
No,
which
for sure.
I think that's to the flaw of it. I can appreciate the film for what it is nowadays, but that's anything above this. It's you're stretching in my.
I didn't even like the storyline.
Not
I liked the little change with the scrolls and the Kree, but
It is what it is. But coming off of that, oh baby, this is what we've been building up to. This is what we've been feeling. But also, I don't know. I'll say it. But Endgame, as a standalone film, this is your first time watching this.
Yeah.
This is the difficult thing about this, the conversation. Where do you place this when you are negating 10 years? Where does this
Standalone film?
Standalone film.
It's hard
So-
because if you're saying standalone, not really knowing what it's connected to, it might be lower than what it is. It's harder. I think it's godly, because if you didn't watch any of the other movies, and let's say you just vaguely liked superheroes and you watched that, you would remember the on your left, portals open up, everyone fight. Like there's things in this movie that.
Do you think a casual viewer would understand that though?
It's not about understanding it. It's about seeing a fuckload of superheroes on screen. That just to casuals. That just to casuals is like, oh, that gets casuals invested.
Yes, but here's the thing. Here is my, and strictly, this is not how I feel, guys, but I'm just speaking as a devil's avocado. That is the last 40 minutes of a 3-hour film.
I think the film is good enough on its own to the premise. They lost. They need to go back in time. It's a simple time travel movie. I don't think it's better than Infinity War. I think it might still be better than the first Avengers. I have it in the God League just because of the payoffs. Unfortunately, like it's the same thing with No Way Home. You gotta judge No Way Home by itself, but you can't really because it's connected to other movies.
It has too many strings that it's carrying along.
Yeah. So,
but just for the sake of
it's a well-directed movie. It's a great movie. It's a time travel movie. The Russo brothers,
they
did a time travel heist, a time heist.
But for the sake of the argument, this movie with everything that we've just discussed, 10 years of culmination. Oh my fucking god, this is everything we ever asked for.
Mm-hmm.
The slow pace was a great way to get us riled up where we left off and into what was coming. Every single payoff, every callback that they did was a payoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it was the small things, dude. The things that they paid attention to. Oh my god, I cried so much during this movie, and it was not for the same reasons that I cried during Infinity War.
That's what I'm saying. The payout. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was amazing.
I put it in godly, and I think it's above the first Avengers. I don't think it's better than Infinity War. I think Infinity War is the best standalone movie. Like if you just were to watch it, it's enough.
We have to.
It's in there.
We have to.
And it's the Russo brothers, man. They're just look at who's in this fucking. How many of these were directed by the Russo brothers?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 out of the 5 godly are from the Russo brothers. That tells you something. That fucking tells you something.
Coming off of the end of that, of the culmination that was 10 years of story building.
This is the way you do it.
Yes, because look,
This is the way you do it.
we have 2 duds,
Yeah.
2 straight up duds. Some of
Straight
these could
duds.
be argued, some of these can argued, but 2 straight up duds
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah. That's good odds. That's good field goal percentage.
Yes,
Yeah.
your KD is great.
Yeah. Your KD's good. Your KD's good. What's your intro? What's your intro sex song? Is that do you have one? Like I'm just saying, like you don't have a specific song that sets the tone.
Depending on what tone I'm going for.
Okay, let's say you're gonna make love.
We're-
All right.